Water wall. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Please chime in the chat. Oh, I'm seeing a green bar now. Okay, see, the problem is I have an external mic, and for whatever reason, YouTube only wants to use my webcam mic, and I tried to tell it to use my desktop mic, and it said, obviously, it didn't work. So it it's a webcam mic or no sound. So I gotta work out that bug. Obviously, I don't go live very often, so yeah. Sorry, I keep looking down at the chat. So my webcam is up here, and chat is in the corner. Yeah. Hopefully, everybody snagged Star-Lord from Walmart online this week. What you know about OG Star-Lord? Yeah, very different from the train wreck that James Gunn did to the character. I actually liked the Bendis run of Guardians that he retconned Star-Lord's origin. He's been retconned a couple times, but I didn't mind it so much, but I couldn't stand what James Gunn did to the character. Yeah, I especially hated the costume. Like, I can't stand. It's so lazy. It's probably not just James Gunn, but the costume designer just throwing a trench coat on somebody. That just, I can't stand that. So many damn characters, they just throw a trench coat on and call it good. It's like, that is so lazy and dumb. So anyway, yeah, I just I just put up on Instagram, they got the controller wave a couple days ago, and got the lizard from Walmart, and wanted to open them because I like to get rid of the boxes as soon as possible. I have way too much crap just sitting around, so need to start opening stuff and getting rid of it. So thanks everybody for showing up last minute, with no warning or anything. Let me see who is asking any questions so far. Am I getting the Hell Charger? Angel Estrella is asking, and no. I have that Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider up there, and I'm not a big Ghost Rider fan. I don't like a lot of what's it called? Supernatural characters. So like Doctor Strange is probably second least favorite Avenger. Like Falcon and Doctor Strange, like I go back and forth which ones are my least favorite Avengers, but those guys are way on the bottom of my list. So all those supernatural type characters, not a big fan of. I do have the Mephisto from Diamond Select, so I don't need another Mephisto. I don't need him to be super articulated. He just stands there or sits there anyway. So it's like, I'm not one of those people like, oh my God, you need to fund the HasLab so I can get a Marvel Legends Mephisto. It's like, I probably spent like $70 to get Mephisto with the throne, I think, in the package. So I was lucky that I was at the tail end of when he was still kind of available, and then he just skyrocketed after that. So yeah, I've got Mephisto already, and Goblin Queen. I'm kind of indifferent about. Like, I would like to have her, but I'm not gonna bend over backwards to try to get that character. So I don't have any desire to get a Robbie Reyes or the Hellcharger. It's not something that I would buy, even if the price was more attractive. And plus, I don't have the space. Like, I have way too many vehicles already. What else? Yeah, I don't think it's a very good value, even if I was like on the fence. Go watch the 3POA podcast and have watch with Bobby Valla talking about the breakdown of what you get with the Sentinel for $350, like how many parts that you get, how much assembly and molds had to be created at the factory to build the Sentinel. The production cost for that character, that figure, and you look at what you're getting for $350 for the Hellcharger, not even close. Like, the amount of production it took to create just an arm of the Sentinel is more than what you're getting for the Hellcharger. So, I mean, if you love that character, you love that vehicle, by all means, don't let me talk you out of buying it. Bobby Valla said, if you love it, buy it. But I don't need it. I don't want it. So that's all I got to say about that. Yeah. So let's see, a couple more questions, and then I'll start opening up some figures. But yeah, I'm very happy to finally be getting classic Star-Lord. You can't really use them with anything other than like random sci-fi type of characters. He didn't really appear with any other Marvel characters in that costume until they used him in a was it an X-Men book or an Avengers book? I think it was an Avengers book right before Bendis rebooted the Guardians for Volume 3. He, in one issue, appeared with the other Guardians from the Bendis team in that costume, and that's it. They've had newer costumes that are kind of reflective, like kind of homage to the original costume. But yeah, this particular classic look for Star-Lord, his father, if they ever make his actual father, not that ridiculous crap that James Gunn came up with for his father, if they ever make him, then which I don't know how much. I think the costume has changed for his father, but other than that, you can't really pose with anybody that we have currently, or even like other figure, like characters that I can even think of that he appeared with. I mean, they were all pretty much all his appearances happened in Premiere magazine, is what it was called. Yeah, it was a Marvel magazine that had come out. So yeah, it was not like there wasn't like actual like a Star-Lord comic that he appeared in. So anyway, none of you guys care about that. You guys are hardcore cosmic geeks or Guardians geeks like I am probably. Let's see. So, Iron Man. What other Iron Man characters do I want? Like Iron Man suits or Iron Man villains? Because I definitely want a Whiplash, not a movie Whiplash. I don't care about MCU, so definitely want a movie Whiplash. And there's only a couple of other characters that where's my there's an Iron Man comic panel that we sorry, don't mean to show you my butt. I want all these dudes in this panel, so we need an updated Constrictor. Let's see, we have is that Blizzard? Oh wow, I didn't even realize Frogman was in this picture. But God, I always forget this dude's name. But we need him, and I think that's like Whiplash. I don't remember who this guy is either. Yeah. Oh man, that's not. Is that Porcupine? I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, we're still have some classic Iron Man villains to round out the. Oh, and this chick too. God, okay, my brain is so fried. I can't remember who half these characters are, but yeah, we still have a good amount of Iron Man villains to round out the wave, but Whiplash is probably number one on the list. I'm excited that we're finally getting an updated Extremis armor, so that I'm really looking forward to. The one we have is so small and scrawny. I have to put it up in the top with all the really old armors. We still need a neoclassic Iron Man with the big boots. That old one is super small. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this one. There's this one, and then they made the same suit with the tapered boots. He's kind of in the back. I don't really want to pull him down, but yeah, we definitely need an update to this suit. So I'm loving all these new Iron Man figures that we're getting. I'm a huge mark for Iron Man. We've got initially I wasn't going to get that that one in the vintage card that they just put up for pre-order, but I'm too much of a sucker, like because it basically came down to the helmet. He has a different helmet. He comes with 3 heads: the unhelmeted head, and the same head that came on the on this one, the modular suit. Comes with this head in yellow, but also comes with a third helmet, which is completely, well, it's similar to this, but it's more of a plate. So I was like, all right, I have to get it. It's just that's how much of a mark for Iron Man is. Like, well, if it looks like a different suit, then I have to have it. So they got me. I didn't want to spend $45 plus tax for that damn suit of armor, because I never played the video game at Marvel versus Capcom, so I didn't really care so much about the canon. It looks cool. I'm glad I didn't get the Mafex. I still would like to have the Mafex, but yeah, $80 is kind of steep for a figure that is basically the same thing as this. With they didn't even include this helmet with the Mafex, which is pretty stupid. It's like you get you get an unmasked head, and you get the rounded classic Iron Man head, but they should have thrown in this one as well for that price, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, yeah. Do I make customs? Yes. If you look me up on Instagram, it's _rectangular with a K. I am selling a custom painted. Somebody else made the mold, and I painted this mold cast resin lockjaw figure, and yeah, I bought that resin cast before I decided to get the Mezco lockjaw, or the Mezco Black Bolt. And I sat on the fence for a long time, and finally decided, I just want to get the Mezco version, because I really was never that happy with the Marvel Legends Black Bolt. So I was like, it's worth it to have a really good lockjaw with a light up feature, even though I don't like that it didn't come with an alternate tuning fork that you could swap out, so that it can make it look like the Jack Kirby version, where it's just a U on a stick. So it's like, it's a modern take on lockjaw, and the paint shading on it is not as good as I was hoping. Personally, I think that my paint job is better. You can see a lot more of the texture of the fur on the custom, on the mold that I painted. Yeah, I did a lot to paint that figure. So anyway, yeah, I'm working on a couple other customs at the moment. So I finally got the parts to finish one. So gotta try to take advantage of the good weather and try to get some painting done. Hopefully tomorrow on another custom that I'm working on. But anyway, let's start opening some figures, and I'll try. Oh, okay, yeah, classic Mandarin. Definitely need a classic Mandarin. That is also very high on my list. Probably at the top of my list, actually. So Tyler, yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. Melter, yeah. We have Living Laser. Serpent Society, yeah, definitely could use some of those. Do I collect anything other than Marvel Legends? Yes, unfortunately, I do. You can see I've got some plunderlings right there. So, if something is cool that catches my eye, I might pick it up. I've got Mythic Legions that I've been starting to collect recently, and I've been buying a lot of Mythic Legions actually lately, and I got Action Force, GI Joe, some Star Wars Black Series. I've been very picky lately about those. I got the Mezco Conan recently, so just if something cool catches my eye, I may or may not pick it up. I don't buy a lot of imports anymore. I got I didn't bring them in here, but the Zesray Studios combatants. I got those in, and I have the females on the way. So yeah, it just kind of depends. If something looks really cool and I think it's worth the price, then I may or may not pick it up. But for the most part, I stick with 6-inch scale and stuff that I can use with my Marvel Legends, like Masters of the Universe, Masterverse. I've been buying a lot of those to use in just like setups with Thor. And now that that was part of the reason that I picked up the Conan, so that when I make those Kit Bash figures, I'll have some dudes for Conan to fight as well. So anyway, let's start off with Quake, aka Maria Hill, female shield agent. I've snagged 4 of these. I may end up only keeping 3. I do have at least 2 of the old Hasbro female shield agents, but they're not great. It's very interesting that they chose to Hasbro, being that Hasbro chose to go with the Shriek body for this figure, since it's an army builder and doesn't necessarily need to have the best articulation. I'm hoping that if they're willing to give you an army builder on the Shriek body, that they're willing to give us figures that are characters that really deserve to have double jointed arms, like a classic Mockingbird that we've needed for a very long time. So that we're slowly rounding out our West Coast Avengers. We've got Silver Centurion, and we're getting Wonder Man in the Trent, or the bomber jacket, whatever, the leather jacket. That we can get a classic Mockingbird to go with them. But don't, I understand that they're not ready to give up the old female body mold yet, because they still want to get some life out of those molds before they completely stop using them. Which I don't care too much about if it's a character that just kind of stands there, that doesn't really need, like Scarlet Witch. Do you need her to be, super articulated? She just, basically just throws her hands up. She doesn't do a whole lot athletics wise. So I am going to make some noise pulling these figures out of the package. So please forgive that. Overall, the paint on all these figures looks pretty good. I don't have any major complaints, and that's part of the reason that I got 4 of these figures, because I'm pretty particular when it comes to paint, and even though there's not a whole lot of paint on here, the head sculpts, I don't want an ugly looking figure, but this new paint technology they've been doing, pretty damn nice. I do think it is actually sculpted. I thought, oh man, it's so lazy that they just painted the straps on this figure, but it's a entirely new upper torso, so they didn't just use the Shriek body. She's got a textured zipper and textured straps, textured on the front and the back. Sorry, my light is not the best, but yeah, looks really, really damn good. I am impressed, which doesn't happen too often with Legends. Very nice. Yeah, I'm liking this. It's cool to see the what's his name, Cyclops, that they're coming out with is going to have molded straps, so that you don't have that issue. Like hers are affixed. It's kind of a catch-22. So like if they if they're gonna glue them on, because I saw one in the pack, one of these that I picked up in the package, the strap is a little bit higher on one side than the other, so that's where you run into issues with QC, is if they glue them on, then you run into the risk of are they going to glue them on correctly? So I can see why they made that decision in years past to say, well, we're just going to put them on there loose, and then let the consumer figure out how they want to make them deal with them. Either just keep them loose and run the risk of them falling down all the time, or let them glue them on the way that they like them to look. Only issue I think I can see with this figure is paint chipping off on the lower part of her leg, because Shriek does not have a boot swivel, which doesn't really need it. So that's pretty easy to touch up. It's just the missing white paint there at the ankle, which most of the time you're not going to see anyway. So yeah, these look pretty good. A lot of these females, they have pretty long necks, but yeah, this looks good. One of the best things that Legends, they don't get enough props for, is that when they started to mold the hair as a separate piece instead of all one piece that they would then have to paint around, so they can paint all the heads, and then they just glue the hair on after all the heads are painted. So that was a huge improvement that they did, like 3 or 4 years ago. So that's been nice to see. And I'm taking way too long to open these damn figures. And I'm not going to pull out all the accessories right now because that's going to take too long. But I could at least open them up and look at them. Next, let's do Iron Man. Might as well open them both, because I'm going to open both of them. I got 2 of these so that I can paint the panel lines on him with a Gundam marker. I'm not the first to do it, but yeah, it looks so much better. My buddy Ryan, aka Laser Pants, I told him to do it on the entire figure, and I think it makes it look so much better. He did it on his, and he was pretty happy with it. Sorry, I'm not paying as much attention to the chat as I probably should be. Neo Space, Hulkbuster, Thorbuster. Yeah, Thorbuster is probably my most wanted armor for Iron Man that I want. Pentagon armor, yeah. Kind of sucks because I spent a lot of money on the Sentinel version of the Pentagon armor. So, if Legends makes that armor, I'm going to have a what's it called, Sophie's Choice moment, and figure out what I'm going to do, because that one's a little big. The Sentinel is a little big. It does work with the Legends but yeah, I'm sure I'll have to get the Legends version once they make that armor. Sorry, it's gonna make a lot of noise. All right. But yeah, I've been really happy with these new Iron Man Legends figures. We've been needing a bigger mold for such a long time. He was so tiny there for years, way too small to, Legends keep getting bigger and bigger, and Iron Man wasn't catching up, so he was like tiny in comparison to like the Grim Reaper mold. you have a buff character that would be way bigger than Iron Man in a suit, and it just did not make any sense. So, Legends are like basically 1/11th scale. They're not They're not true 1/12 scale like SH Figure Arts are. And they're not quite as big as 1/10th scale like Diamond Select, but they're kind of halfway in the middle because they're basically 6.5 inches instead of 6 inches. So yeah, like most of the males are 6.5 inches, and then the females are a little bit shorter than that. They're about 6 inches, which doesn't make much sense because that means that in the Marvel Legends world, your average female is 6 feet tall, which that's not reality. On Earth, most the average height for a female is like 5'5", 5'6". So you're making them. I think it's about 5'5". You're making them way too tall at 6 feet. So anyway, yeah, very nice. I really like this Iron Man. I can see how a lot of people were complaining about the eye holes being too big. Other than that, I'm very happy with the way that this guy turned out. My only complaint about most of the Iron Man figures is I wish that the arms could go further down. They're always like, triangle pose. They would have to like either remove some sculpt from the inner arms or from the rib cage area, or make the shoulders bigger. I think maybe making the shoulders bigger is in as far as width goes, then you could get the arms down further. So that's like my only kind of nitpick complaint about most of the newer Legends. We need to open that one. Let's go with Thor. Very cool. The Thor that you're going to need with your Galactus HasLab, since he is one of the heralds. So if you want to have a complete set of heralds, then you have to get this Thor. And kind of a cool look for him, cool costume. I think we're going to get since we now have this mold with the armor on the sleeves, that the first Return of Marvel Legends wave that we got, that Neo Classic, I don't know what the hell they call that costume for Thor, but and I don't have him out nearby, where he's got the it looks kind of like chainmail. It's plate mail, I guess, or not plate mail. What the hell they call it? Scale mail armor all over his arms. That I think these are overlays that are on top of the figure now, so that all they have to do is pull those overlays off, and then you'll have that suit of armor. Sorry, I've got accessories flying everywhere. Oh, cape. I gotta fight with the cape. I wish they would find a better way of packing in these figures so that you don't have to fight trying to get the cape out without denting the sides of it. But let's take the head out for the controller. So I do need to build him. Oh, that's right. Iron Man doesn't come with a piece. So we've got the head and the arms so far. But let me check the paint on the chest. Yeah, so far looks good. paint on the belt and the white on the chest. Have to look on the back, but so far I'm not having any major QC issues as far as paint goes. It looks good. Yeah. Nice, very nice. We are 3 for 3. What do we got here? We have a blue, a Marvel. Cool. Been needing this character for a very long time. I know a lot of people want the more Superman-looking blue Marvel, but I'm sure we're going to get him eventually. Yeah. So far in the package, the paint looks good. Let's see. So hyped for 60th anniversary. Superior Iron Man. Let's see. Does that Iron Man does look like a robot from Invincible? Just I think, like I said, I think it has a lot to do with the eyes looking so large. New Hulk, Spaceship Hulk. Don't know. I'm not familiar with that. I need to get the Thor. Can get over his unibrow. Does he have a unibrow? Let me see. Oh, we were talking about the what's it called? Like tiara that he's wearing. I don't have a problem with it. Marvel. Yeah, it's always risky when they do white painted lines. A lot of times they don't put enough white paint, but this looks good. Don't have any issues with mine. Vest looks good. Sleeves, gloves. I'm wearing my contacts, so I can't look at the figure super up close, so I can't really tell if the face has any kind of issues like that, like a wonky eye or anything. But in the package, I didn't notice anything obvious. All of them looked really good in the package. Yeah, no real issues that I can see. Don't feel any gummy joints so far, so no major issues at the moment. Oh, let's see. What else are you guys talking about? Oh yeah, the paint on his side. Yeah, I probably will end up adding white paint to the sides of his head, since I think he is supposed to have that in this costume. Sorry, I removed the leg of controller, and yeah, so we got a leg, an arm, and a head of controller so far. Let's get the torso from Speedball. And nice that we're slowly building the hell is he called? New Warriors team. I'm not really. I know very little about the New Warriors, so I don't really have any kind of emotional investment. I like building teams, and he's kind of a fun character, I guess. human bouncy ball. But yeah, I wasn't really into comics in the night. Well, that's not. I was kind of getting back into comics in the early '90s, but yeah, didn't really pay attention to New Warriors, so I'm not familiar with that team at all. And this torso looks cool. Has nice shine that they were able to get on that armor piece. So that looks really good. I only have I only have a couple lights on in here, and that is really picking up the light. Nice reflection on there. That looks cool. And some somewhat decent shading on the legs and the torso. Speedball. Head did not want to come out of the package apparently, but yeah, this only has a couple of areas of paint on the figure, but at least it's applied well. Wow, is this? Wow, he does kind of have a gooseneck. Head sits a little bit high on the figure, but the lines all look really good. I don't have any complaints. Mine turned out really well. Gotta say, so far, it's a really solid looking wave QC wise. I got no complaints at the moment. A little bit of paint missing on that ankle for Maria Hill. And obviously I think we'd like to see painted sideburns on Blue Marvel, but other than that, very happy with the quality control. This might be an exception. We're gonna have to see how you know what? I did notice the paint on the bottom stripe for US Agent was a little bit lacking, a little bit off, like the stripes on the top of the chest. It is a different type of plastic. So the upper torso is, I think it's PVC, and then the lower torso is ABS, and which is more of like a rubber, like a softer material. So the paint, you need to put like an extra stripe of white. Let me get them out of the package and we'll show them more up close on camera. But yeah, the paint doesn't. The black underneath the white is going to show up differently depending on the plastic that you're applying it to. Ugh. So you can see that on camera, but it looks blue on the bottom. Like the top stripes are nice and white, and then it needs more white paint to cover the black on the lower torso because it's showing up. It looks kind of blue. So hopefully I can touch that up. And also, I don't think anybody has called out Hasbro for not fixing the mold for the Grim Reaper body, where when you articulate the shoulders, you got to be really careful. You got to go slow and deliberate, otherwise you will scrape the plastic, the top of the shoulder, into the torso, because they did not leave much variance between those two pieces. I mean, it looks good aesthetically just standing there, there's not a whole lot of gap, but you got to be careful because especially if you have if the shoulders are painted, you're gonna scrape the paint right off the figure. But other than needing more white, at least everything looks to be applied well. The star looks good. Red. I have to take a closer look at the face and the eyes because like I said, with my contacts on, I'm getting more farsighted as I get older, but I'm extremely nearsighted, so I can only see clearly about this far away without my glasses or contacts. And the star in the back, I think, is painted well. So far, been pretty happy. No major issues. What other piece? You got another arm and fist. Running out of room. Stack these up. Put him down there. Shield looks like it's painted well. Pop these parts out. Shading is a little heavy-handed as far as the controller goes. He's got light blue and like a pale purple. But we're lucky to get any kind of shading with Legends lately, so can't complain too much. As long as we're getting something. But it's getting harder and harder to justify these prices. I was lucky enough to catch the sale that Target was having, so I got these on sale. I think it was $17.50 a piece. So yeah, I don't like I said on Instagram, I don't know that it's going to be probably less and less often that I'm going to be getting an entire wave of Legends. It's going to really depend on the Build-A-Figure. Because they're just too damn expensive, and they're running out of characters that I care about. You're making more and more like you're like going D-list, especially as far as like Build-A-Figures go. Like it's going to be harder and harder to justify buying an entire wave unless like every single figure is a character that I really want, or the BAF is something that I really want. Next up, I didn't even show her in the package, sorry, is Madam Hydra. It's past my dinner time, so I'm trying to hurry up, get these figures opened to give you my initial reactions. I have to go through and pop out all these accessories. Let's see. Of course, she has almost no paint on her other than the head. So basically, you're just looking at the arms. And did they paint flesh tone for the arms? Can't tell if it's missing paint on the back of her arm or it's just like a scratch. I don't know if this is a flesh color. Yeah, it is flesh colored plastic. So it's just like a scrape on the figure, which is okay. Maybe a little bit of green paint that rubbed up against it, but yeah, we've been needing this figure for a long time. Looks like it does have some paint shading in the hair. I wish they'd given her an alternate head, because her face is going to be covered up by all that hair all the time. It's kind of a little bit annoying. It's like if you're going to give a character a unique hair sculpt, like give her an alternate head also, so we can see her face. They do that with like flying characters and stuff. They like give you this mold of a hair flying in one direction. So when she's standing with a group of like her teammates, she always has like flying hair. Give her an alternate head so she has a relaxed hair option as well. And if you're gonna do like a flying mold, or like she's battling somebody, give her an angry expression, or like a gritted teeth expression or something, and then an alternate head with a relaxed hair and a relaxed face. They did that wrong with I think it was Jean Grey. They like gave an angry expression to a relaxed haircut and vice versa. Like that didn't make any sense. But yeah, she's got logo emblems, Hydra emblems on her holsters, which is pretty cool. It's nice to see when there's like almost no paint on this figure. But other than that, she's pretty damn basic. But this is this is kind of an example of she doesn't really need to be super articulated. As long as it can go above 90. I mean, also, I wish you'd give her alternate hands. She doesn't come with alternate hands, right? Yeah, she does. She does come with fists. So thank you, Hasbro. Because otherwise, she's just going to have trigger figure hands all the time. So thank you. We always need, I think every Marvel, for the prices that we're paying, should have an alternate head and at least 2 sets of hands for every damn figure. They're gonna charge us $25 a damn figure. Don't be cheap. Don't shortchange the damn figure. And just have another Iron Man. And finally, we'll open Lizard. Like I said on Instagram, I got lucky that they sent mine in a box. The card is kind of warped, and might have come from the factory that way. The other one is a little bit more straight, but they both have like a kind of a bang in the corner. So they're not perfect, they're not minty, but they're decent. I've seen a lot of people, Hasbro or Walmart was sending these. Somebody even commented that they bought 3 and Walmart sent them in a bag with like no padding or anything. So that's unacceptable. Like, why? Like, these are these are collectible figures, and a lot of people are into this retro style packaging that they want to display on their walls. I'm not one of them, but I always buy an extra in case I want to sell one or trade one, whatever down the road, as for a rainy day, because I know there's MOC collectors out there who are jonesing to get stuff like this, and a lot of times they come beat up, and that's why I'm opening this one, because the card is not as good as the other. But yeah, I try not to be MOC, because it just takes up too much space. So making people cry, making MOC people cry right now. Lizard. Initially, I wasn't going to buy this Lizard because I'm not that huge of a Spider-Man collector, but the Lizard Build-A-Figure is such a modern take that you can't really use that Build-A-Figure with in any kind of classic display with Spider-Man, because he's so different looking, like he's not classic at all. So, and I much prefer classic looks for Spider-Man, and I appreciate having bendy tail. I just don't like how much they're charging extra for these figures. It's ridiculous. But he does look nice. Comes with a decent amount of accessories. Man. Why do you make it so hard to put the hand on? Alright, forgive the noise. There he is. Very cool. And yes, he does come with alternate hands, thank goodness. So he can actually hold the accessories. His head is kind of small, honestly. I mean, I guess that's how it looked in the comics, but looking at it in person, it's pretty tiny. Like, here's Maria Hill. That has a pretty damn small head. Oh, it's probably how he looks in the comics, but just a first impression. Just got a tiny head. Now I got to find where the other head went, because it was so hard to get out of the package. His head went flying. So anyway, I'll have to look for that. But yeah, not a whole lot of paint to worry about on this guy. So they did give him a wash on his extremities, but other than that, he's got no real paint. He's got a really excellent ab crunch. That's very cool. And it's really cool that they have this. They need to do this more with the torso articulation that they're doing in the like Power Rangers figures. But he doesn't. Does he have a? Oh, okay, so it just swivels at the top. I'm totally fine with that. Swivel at the top. Doesn't need to have a waist swivel. Cool. This is very nice. Very nice articulation. Articulation, as McFarlane likes to say. Cool. I'm liking them. Okay. I'll try to answer a couple more questions, and then I'm out of here. I gotta go put some food in my belly. Oh, let's build controller, since that's why I'm here. Put this dude together. Okay. We're halfway there. Other leg. Can he put his legs closer together? That's a little bit annoying. Okay. Left arm. And the right arm. It doesn't feel like it's in there all the way. It's got a stiff ankle. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Cool. That is a Jack Kirby design right there. Very Jack Kirby. I don't know that did Kirby design controller? If I had to guess, I would say so, but Could be wrong. Let's see. Valorous Trooper. Okay. U.S. agent. All right. Cool. Classic. Look for lizard. Like to get the monster lizard. Governor Recruit Sentinel. Happy with the baff. Yeah, the baff is. If you go back like really a long time ago in my videos, I did a modification to lizard because the legs are like constantly bent, but you can do a swap mod with the legs so that he can stand upright. Controller is a choice in my opinion. Yeah, he's pretty damn cool. I didn't think I would like him as much as I did, but this piece sells it, man. This reflective look on him, really. And we don't have a whole lot of blue Iron Man figures, so this is going to look really nice in contrast to Iron Man in shots. So I am very, very happy with him. Hated Madam Hydra so much that I had to purchase the controller's right leg separately. Yeah, I mean, she's way better than the original Madam Hydra that we have, but she could definitely be better. And Grace LeBron, I said earlier that I did not back the Ghost Rider HasLab. I'm not a big Ghost Rider fan. Don't know anything about Robbie Reyes other than he was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, and he's Hispanic. Don't know. I'm not into Ghost Rider. Madam Hydra is bad. Yeah, she's mediocre, I would say. George Tuska designed controller. Okay, good to know. Kirby was at DC at the time. Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like a Kirby character, though. He looks just like Darkseid. I think a lot of people were influenced. I mean, there's no disputing that Kirby was the king of comics, and a lot of people were inspired by his designs, as they should have been. He was the shit. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in last minute. Yeah, I don't have any news to drop, but hopefully you guys liked my last news video and you shared. Just reached 29,000 views, so really appreciate that. Yeah, I took the wind out of Hasbro's sails. So they're kind of struggling to figure out what they're going to confirm that I already leaked next. Because when people say, oh, they revealed this, well, they confirmed what I already leaked. So anyway, hopefully you guys are having a good weekend, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.